I think we're living in a crazy exciting time for Quoridor because there are so many talented active players and so many new players joining the game and training to compete with the established masters. So I wanted to bring this community together, and I created a Discord group where people can meet each other but also share some games and ask questions about specific strategies, for instance. By the way, you're all welcome and you can join the group in the description if you want. I also created something that is so important to me, and that is a competitive scene around the game, with regular tournaments at the largest scale possible. Today's video is going to be taken from this tournament. I'm going to react to a best of 5 series I've played against a Russian master Mick, and share with you the thought process that went behind it. So let's get going. For the first game of this series, I was playing as black, and I decided to go for a Fresh Prince Eric opener because I kind of know what to expect from Mick. I know that he opens slightly differently compared to other players that would play like this in this situation. Mick instead goes for a vertical defense like this, which allows him to have a solid control of the top side of the board and prevents any attack, making him go around the map like this. And at this point I just decided to push to the right. The idea was to make him defend like that so that I could switch to the left hand side and have the ability to clear with a single wall the right hand side. But he decided to go to the left. I decided to attack. Now this attack is quite difficult to defend, I think, because if you play a wall like this as white, black can push you up, and also black has the ability to secure a single path to the right hand side with a single wall at the bottom. At the same time, if white closes the side, black has the ability to put a lot of pressure on the right hand side of the board, forcing white to defend. So I think one good move would be this. I don't see anything obvious from black, but Mick decided otherwise and defended the left hand side, preparing the fact that I would probably go this way eventually. But I attacked, and the situation became quite difficult for him, because with this situation I was quite confident that I could go this way simply. This path can be closed with a single wall. This wall he placed earlier actually helped me because it allows me to close the left hand side, and the right hand side was now much more accessible. And I mean, I can just fast forward to the end because he does not have so much space in this area to attack. With one wall I can defend myself, and this small S turn that he has to make, I think makes a big difference in the end game. So he played as best as he could, but I ended up winning by 2 moves. So I was pretty happy about this first game, and especially moving to the second one as white, I was starting to feel confident in the series. Game 2 was a bit more surprising. He did this crazy opener as black, placing a wall in front of him. I actually did a video about it. The video I did was about a variation where black places a wall here, but the logic is kind of the same, and he added a black rush attack on top of it. So in this situation, I think it's pretty good to close this side, because you're putting some pressure on black, who has to counter with a wall here. Otherwise, if you end up in this situation as white, it becomes very difficult to control this space for your opponent. So this is what I tried to do, and he reacted accordingly. So at this point I wanted to make him spend some walls on this side as well, knowing I could defend myself like this to keep some space available here for the endgame. And at this point, I think I was in a pretty good situation. Because I had all this space here to maneuver. And it was 8 walls to 5, so I had like +3 advantage. And I started to move and force him to react. So here, again, I'm trying to keep as much as possible this space open, and he keeps on attacking. So I just move. Look at the number of walls. It's 6 walls to 2. So if I can make him like spend at least 1 wall in this area, then I was confident that he would need to spend his last wall closing this side, for example, and that I could leverage this space to slow him down as much as possible. But I had the worst possible reaction in this situation, I think. I did this attack, which I think is quite poor. I think I threw the game away with this attack because it doesn't change anything about his path, basically, straight to the objective. And for me, it creates a disadvantage. So I could have done, I think, so much better in this situation. Let me just switch to freeboard for a second to try and show you. Even this play would have been great because he would probably need to go top and then close the bottom side. But at this time, I can attack here, kind of forcing him to spend his last wall at this moment. And I think game is over because I have so much space I can use, and I can have the jump like that, and then it's 6, and yeah, I win. After this mistake, I don't know if it was possible to win because he was putting a lot of pressure by going to the right side. For example, in this situation, I have to attack now. Otherwise, he closes behind and there is not much I can do. I cannot do this. Otherwise, he goes there. I cannot do this. Otherwise, he goes there. So he forces me to attack early. And here, again, I have to defend. I have to play like this. Otherwise, he attacks like that and secures a path to the objective. He's putting a lot of pressure and forces me to defend earlier than I would like. And he ended up with this brilliant play, trapping me in this area, not allowing me to jump over. So very, very good game from him. Seamless end game. Moving on with the third game, I was much less confident this time. I tried to play more standard, which was probably a mistake as well. I did this opener that most of you know if you play regularly, and he attacks me with this trap that is extremely strong. In this situation, I cannot really move forward here, otherwise he jumps over and there is nothing I can do to block him because he can secure his own path like that with a single wall and look at the distance to the objective. So I'm stuck in this situation. I also don't want to play too defensively like that because I think this response is strong. I don't see what I could do. So I tried to play a confusing move, but he did a response I think is perfect, this one. Because this play forces me to defend myself. I have to play like that or like that. Otherwise, he has 2 + 3 walls he can place in a row. At the same time, this move is brilliant because I cannot really attack him so much. This wall that I placed earlier is acting against me as it's protecting him from this vertical attack that I would like to throw ideally. So it kind of guarantees him to have a path either like this or like this to the objective. So I had to defend myself, and then I think he played the endgame perfectly. I tried to exhaust him as much as possible, trying to make him spend all his remaining walls, betting on the fact that maybe I could make him go this way and trying to leverage this open space as well. Like for example, at this time, I thought that one wall for all this space could be insufficient, but he just played perfectly and left no space for me to attack. I could place this +3, but it was really not enough to win the game. Fourth game, I was playing as white this time, and the funny thing is that he did the exact same opener I did earlier, and I did the exact same response he did, attacking him and trapping him like that. And at this time, I think it was unintended, because I remember him saying like, oops, I did not realize we were in the exact same setup. But the interesting part is how he managed. You notice that he did defend himself, like I did, slightly differently, maybe better, because it leaves more space here to maneuver in the end game. But also, and very importantly, with this attack that I did not throw in my earlier game, and it confused me a lot. I was thinking I could just neutralize this attack with 2 walls and then push. The problem is that this attack he placed, this wall enables him to set some control on this area. So I have to spend a 3rd wall like that. And I did not dare to attack him this way, because I was thinking that a single wall for all this area maybe was not enough, and that may be the mistake I did. Also, I could have played differently. I could have pushed here and then defended here and played here. I think that would have been a great play, because I would be left with 2 walls for this endgame. Instead, I think I spent just too many walls trying to secure a clean path and not enough attacking him. And we ended up in a situation that is quite difficult, and I'm not sure who wins. Maybe I misplayed at this point again. It's pretty hard. I responded like that, trying to think that a single wall to end the game would be sufficient here, but he responded with this attack that is quite confusing. I cannot really defend like this, because he can offer the jump and then close the endgame with 2 +3 attacks. Instead, this is what I did. I moved to the right, but he still has 2 +3 attacks he can throw, and I cannot really defend it. So tried to play as best as I could, but I was exposed to a +3 attack again in this situation. So maybe there were things to optimize in this specific endgame, but I think the mistake was even earlier than that, by playing overly defensive. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please tell me if you did. I will cast more best of 5 series from the tournaments played on Discord. See you guys.